Hello, it is IARESMART, and today is May the 4th, Star Wars Day. It's the greatest day. I love this day so much. Star Wars Day. It's May the 4th be with you. It's the greatest. And it's a day about unity. Unity among Star Wars fans. At least that's what it's supposed to be. I'm going to show you my shirt a sec, because look at this shirt. I love this shirt. It's a great shirt. You see, it's got all, the Star Wars characters on it. Almost all the major Star Wars characters. Even, I think there's a Stormtrooper somewhere on there. So, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I love this shirt because, it's just got all the trilogies on it. It's got originals, prequels, sequels, and it's all just there. It's all Star Wars. And I love all Star Wars. I know, that seems like a kind of a controversial opinion to have these days, but I like all the Star Wars movies. I don't think all of them are good, but I like all the Star Wars movies. And that's something I wish more people would say. Because, unfortunately, Star Wars fans are pretty divided. I think you know this. Yeah, it's kind of just like, you either like the sequels or you hate the sequels, and same with the prequels, and these fans don't get along. Prequel fans and sequel fans are just constantly fighting, and I think that's annoying. And so my point with this video is I want to try and end that. I want to try and end this debate of the prequels versus sequels, because, well, it's just kind of gone on for too long. I think, I think we need to realize that both trilogies have value and that they're both pretty good. And I've learned to like the sequels, and I think you can too. So my goal by the end of this video is hopefully you like the sequels a bit more, Because if you're someone who was like me, you just hate the sequels, they're bad movies, they're dumb, they're awful, they never should have been made, and we need to get rid of them. But then I started to like them, and I'm hoping by the end of the video, you'll have some sort of appreciation for them. So that's what we're going to try and do in this video. And hey, I can't change your opinion, but I can influence a little bit, so let's see how this goes. I encourage you to watch all the way through and just, see what you think. So I'll start off with a personal story. I used to hate the sequels. Adamantly despised them. They were awful. And now I love the sequels. And it's weird. It's mostly because of Rey. That's a big part of it here. But really though, I genuinely just like the sequels more now. I think another part of this is recently I've been just playing a lot of Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, and I got to the sequel levels and I'm like, oh yeah, these movies exist and I like them. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like it just kind of reminded me yeah, these movies are good. Even though because just playing them in a Lego form. The Lego movies, the Lego games just kind of make fun of the movies that you're playing through, and it just makes everything so fun. I love the Lego games are just fun. It reminds me why I like the sequels because they're just fun. They're fun movies. I enjoy watching them, which again is a weird opinion to say. And usually, if you say you like the sequels online, you just get a bunch of hate, which kind of sucks. Because I remember right back when Force Awakens came out. Right before it came out, I wasn't even into Star Wars. I know that's a weird thing. IARESMART, big Star Wars guy. But yeah, I wasn't into Star Wars, and then Force Awakens was coming out, so I figured, hey, I should check out this Star Wars thing. I was 13 at the time? I was still pretty young, but I watched A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, then Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. And I loved all these movies, and that was the order I watched them in. Yes, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. It's the best way to watch the movies, and I will not accept anyone else. But anyway, so yeah, I watched all the movies, and I just love them. They're great. I just love Star Wars. Even the prequels. I liked them when I watched them the first time. I liked them. And then, then I got into the Star Wars fan base and found out, oh, what, people don't like these movies? Huh? Some people are like, yeah, the prequels suck, but, so hopefully this new one that's coming out soon, hopefully it'll be good. And yeah, that's what Star Wars was like at the time. People just hated the prequels, because this was before Force Awakens. Then Force Awakens came out. I watched that movie, and I didn't really know what to think, because I was a brand new Star Wars fan. Didn't know what to think, so I was like, okay, cool. And then I went online, and people hated the movie, yeah. You see, it was weird. Most people were like, either, Force Awakens, it's good, or it's just kind of meh. But there was a very small group of very adamant people who were like, this movie's the worst, they ruined Star Wars, it's just a copy of A New Hope, it's just the worst, I hate it, everything about this movie is awful. And unfortunately, those people got the most attention. And after that, it got onto YouTube, a lot of people were making videos about how bad The Force Awakens is. And yeah, this movie just was kind of screwed because fans just didn't like it. And so when the next one came out, I watched Last Jedi. I left that theater being very confused because it's a very confusing movie on your first watch. It's just like, what happened? Nothing in that movie made sense. Mostly because Rian Johnson was like, ooh, subverting expectations, and specifically made the movie that way. And a lot of stuff I've actually come to appreciate about Last Jedi, but still, that movie it's wow. It's quite a mess. And then Rise of Skywalker, I don't need to mention, it's an awful movie. It's bad. but I like it. The Rise of Skywalker is like the worst Star Wars movie, hands down, but I love it because it's so fun to watch this movie and just tear it a new one. Like, I get so much enjoyment out of that. So, hey, maybe if that's how you get your enjoyment out of the sequels, then I've done my job and you like the sequels now because you enjoy making fun of them. I get a big enjoyment out of that. But also, I just like the characters. A lot of the characters are fun. Obviously, Rey, but also in Finn and Poe. I like them. So yeah, that's my little personal anecdote at the beginning of this video to let you know that I went from adamantly hating the sequels to slowly over time liking them because I got caught up in all these like videos of like, oh, the sequels are bad. Here's all the reasons that they're bad. Film criticism. Ooh, whoa, the movies are so bad. And then it's just the last couple years I realized, why do I spend so much time hating the sequels? That's just a waste of my time. So I rewatched them, and I was like, these aren't bad. I watched it with like fresh eyes. I was watching for all the scenes that had Rey in them because, Rey. And I was like, wait, these aren't bad. These are actually pretty good. Like, they're not amazing movies, but they're not nearly as bad as everyone makes them seem. So, when you watch them again, clear, what was it, open-minded, that's what I'm thinking. You watch it with an open mind, it'll totally change the way you see Star Wars. The sequels, that is. So, yeah, give it a try. Rewatch the sequels. That's another point I got for you. Another thing I want to mention is that prequel and sequel fans are weird. Because when you talk to prequel fans, I've noticed this a lot, they're like, oh, dude, I love the prequels. They're amazing. Episode 3 is like the greatest movie ever. Like, I love Episode 3 so much. It's the coolest. I love all the funny memes in the prequels. And the sequels are stupid, and I hate them, and they're bad. And that's most conversations I have with guys my age who talk about Star Wars. It's kind of ridiculous how they all kind of think the same way. It's a little scary, almost. It's like a cult of prequel fans, And I was there. I was right along with them, fitting in, trying to fit in with Star Wars fans. That's mainly why I was like that, trying to fit in with like, haha, prequel memes. I'm gonna subscribe to r/prequel memes. I'm so cool. I like, haha, Obi-Wan, hello there. And like, I am the Senate. Haha, all these funny meme lines. And I've kind of moved past that now, I still, laugh at, Star Wars memes because they're Star Wars memes and they're funny, but I'm not nearly as big into it as I was. And a lot of it was just trying to fit in. But prequel fans are the weirdest. Because, like, prequel memes started as a way to make fun of the sequels, making fun of all the weird dialogue lines. But now people think that they're good? How did that happen? How did we let this happen? Like, people all of a sudden just think that the prequels are good now? When did this happen? When they came out, they were hated, but as soon as the sequels come out, whoop, now the prequels are the best thing ever? It's the weirdest thing to me. Because a lot of it is nostalgia, Kids that grew up watching the prequels in theaters were like, wow, so cool, new Star Wars movies. And it was their first exposure to Star Wars. They didn't grow up with the originals like Gen X did. Gen X grew up with the original trilogy, then they watched the prequels and were like, well, this sucks. And that was kind of the sentiment. But millennials and Gen Z grew up with the prequels. And now they just love the prequels, so I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, that's just kind of how that thing goes. And it's weird. But sequel fans, on the other hand, they just accept that their trilogy is bad, and they still like it. Prequel fans are like, you tell them, hey, the prequels are bad. They're like, no, they're not. They're amazing. Here's like a whole essay I wrote about why the prequels are amazing and underrated, and nobody understands them. Sequel fans are like, hey, the sequels suck. And they're like, yep, they do, but I like them. Why can't we be more like sequel fans? They're way more easygoing. They're way easier to talk to. So, dude, we need more sequel fans. That's all I'm saying. That's the point in this video. We need more sequel fans. They're way cooler, Just accept that Star Wars movies are probably bad, but that's why we like them. We like Star Wars movies because they're bad. I know, crazy opinions that IARESMART is saying. Such unpopular, like, outlandish opinions from IARESMART. Crazy, I know. I'm going to get so many angry comments on this video. It's going to be so fun. Wow, I'm looking forward to that. But really, though, it's just, Star Wars fans are weird. They do some weird things. I could get into all the examples of, like, Star Wars fans bullying, Kelly Marie Tran and Daisy Ridley off the internet. That was pretty ridiculous. Same thing happened to Hayden Christensen, kind of. He just kind of left Hollywood for a bit because of all the hate he got from the prequels. Star Wars fans suck, and I don't know. Again, that's a very, very small percentage of Star Wars fans that go to that extent of harassing people online, but it's just sad that, like, these sentiments get to that point. You know what I mean? It's just awful. It really is. So yeah, my main point with that is I think both trilogies are bad. I think the prequels are bad. I think the sequels are bad. They're both bad. I think they have their moments, definitely. Episode 3 is definitely a highlight. But people always say, like, oh, the Clone Wars make the prequel so much better. Yeah, the Clone Wars is good, like for most of the episodes, definitely not all of them. But that doesn't make the prequels better. Just like they don't make the movies better. You can't just make the movies better because of something else. That's not how that works. They're still bad movies. That's just how they are. Phantom Menace is kind of a drag to get through until you get to Duel of the Fates. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, is boring up until you get to Geonosis. Episode 3 is pretty much good throughout, but it's still got some weak parts in it. And yeah, but then with the sequels, Force Awakens is just kind of meh. Episode 8 is about 50-50, and Rise of Skywalker is Rise of Skywalker. So both these trilogies I think are bad, but they got great moments. I really love the characters in the sequels, and I love the story of the prequels, and I love the cinematography of the sequels, and I love the lightsaber fights in the prequels. Both these trilogies have redeemable qualities. It's just, people just pick one, and then they're like, well, I like the sequels, can't like the prequels, or I like the prequels, can't like the sequels. I'll show you this poll I did on my channel, where I specifically asked people, hey, do you like the prequels, and do you like the sequels? 2 questions, that's all I asked. And I get very interesting responses. I wasn't surprised, because most people said they liked the prequels, and most people said they didn't like the sequels. Notice how I did 2 separate polls, and it was just 1 question. Also, I didn't ask the originals, because, come on, the originals are good. I don't need to know if people like the originals. If you say no, you don't like the originals, you're weird. And you're not even worth my time. Go away, alright? For real, though. I don't know, I was just talking about prequels and sequels specifically, because of this video. I wanted to get some responses. And it's interesting to see most of my fans are just in that opinion of, well, prequels are good, sequels are bad. So, I don't know, it's kind of disappointing. I'd also like to mention, I didn't ask if the trilogies were good, I asked if people liked the trilogies. So, again, with this video, I'm trying to convince you to like the sequels. Or just like Star Wars as a whole. Like all of Star Wars, because it's good, It's not always good, but it's enjoyable. And that's the point of Star Wars. So next, this video has been going on for quite a while now, and you're still here. Thank you for continuing to watch the IARESMART channel. I really do appreciate you. We're going to talk about movie commentary channels. Ooh, boy. I do this a bit myself. I do reviews on movies, but usually I just kind of keep things positive. I just talk about the things I like in the movie, a couple of things I don't like, but usually I just do, hey, this movie was good. I liked it. However, there are a lot of channels on YouTube that devote all of their content to just criticizing movies and just destroying them. And unfortunately, these channels get crazy amounts of views just hating on movies. Because, well, hate gets more attention than loving a movie on YouTube. That's just how it is, You make a whole super long video about everything wrong with The Last Jedi, you're going to get a ton of views. You make a video saying everything great about The Last Jedi, nobody cares. No one wants to hear good things about movies. That's boring. But yeah, that's just how it is. And yeah, it's very unfortunate. You have these channels that will just upload like 3-hour-long videos of like everything that is awful, and I'm gonna criticize, I criticize them of the entire Star Wars sequel trilogy, and it's like part 1 of 5, and it's like a 3-hour-long video, and I'm like, how long are the other parts? And then I check their channel, and like they have like multiple like hour-long plus videos in different parts, all just talking about how much they hate the sequels. Why would you devote this much time and energy into just hating a trilogy? Like, do you not have anything else to do? And like, imagine watching these videos. I don't watch them. To be fair, maybe these are the best videos ever, and I'm just wrong. But like, why? Why are these videos so long? I see this popping in recommended every once in a while, and I'm just like, why? This is ridiculous. How long these movies are. They're like, oh, Disney's the worst. They ruined everything, and I hate the sequel so much. How do you turn that into like a 3-hour video? Because that's usually what their arguments just come down to. It's ridiculous. But a specific example I want to highlight, I don't want to name this channel by name because I think that's kind of mean, but I really don't like this channel. I'm going to restrain myself from saying their name, but I really don't like this channel. This channel just makes sequel-hating videos. That's all they do. That's all they, get their views off of. Nothing else. They just make videos about how bad the sequels are. And it's kind of ridiculous. But they have branched out every once in a while. And one example I noticed is I don't watch most of these person's videos because the first ones I watched were just like, wow, they hate the sequels. Cool. But then one video they made was when Chaos Walking came out. And if you don't know, this is a movie that stars Daisy Ridley and Tom Holland. It's based off a book. And it's a bad movie. It's just bad. It came out and it's just a mess of a movie, But conveniently, it has Daisy Ridley in it. Ooh, what's this? This channel made a video. It was like, ooh, Rey Skywalker is back, or something like that. And the whole video was some actual valid criticism of Chaos Walking, because it's not that great of a movie, I'll be honest. I like it, because it has Daisy Ridley in it, but it isn't that great of a movie. So, yeah, but this video This guy was like, spent like a whole like 10 minutes of this video talking about why the movie's bad. Then another 10 minutes just criticizing Daisy Ridley, specifically attacking her. And it was like, dude, what is wrong with you? She didn't, it was like Rey Skywalker, she's just back. And she's in this movie, and she just ruins it. She just ruins this whole movie. Just because it's the same character as in the sequels. And it's like, what? Huh? It was such a dumb argument. It just upset me. It really upset me very much. And I still hate this video to this day. It's just annoying. Because he wasn't even criticizing the movie anymore. He was just criticizing Daisy Ridley for being in this movie. Like, why? It's ridiculous. It goes in that whole, like, oh, people are like, oh, strong female character. It's like, really? Are we still on about this? It's just annoying. We get it. Like, female protagonists in movies. Ooh, oh no. It just gets really annoying. Because that's all people just go down to. They're like, oh, Rey is dumb because, what are they going to say? What are they going to say? Number 1, writing. Number 2, strong female character. Number 3, some other crazy thing. And it's just, that's all they got. Sorry, I'm getting very upset. I really like Rey and Daisy Ridley. And it's just because I want to spread positivity. A lot of people just hate Rey's character, and I think that's not fair. And a lot of that gets translated into hating Daisy Ridley, and I don't think she deserves that. That's why I do this whole simp for Daisy Ridley thing, because I want to show people like, hey, Daisy Ridley is an incredible actress who did an amazing job portraying Rey, and I can't wait to see what she does in the future. She's got so many other projects lined up, and it's great to see. So that's the message I want to spread by the whole Daisy Ridley simp thing. Is that Daisy Ridley is really great. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't see that. And it's those videos like the one I'm talking about here that just reminds me, it's so annoying. People just do awful things. Yeah. Anyway, another video on this channel I haven't watched, unlike this Chaos Walking video. This guy uploaded another video. I got him a recommendation because I watched the other one. It was about like a year ago. There was this news going around, and he made a video because obviously he wants money and views. So, it was like Lucas nukes the sequel trilogy or something. Showed a like big explosion in the thumbnail and like George Lucas going like, whoa. So it was just crazy. And I didn't even have to watch the video because I was like, wait a minute. Let's take a closer look at that title there. It just says Lucas nukes. It doesn't say George Lucas. But the thumbnail has George Lucas, so that's obviously who he's talking about, right? Wrong. I haven't watched this video, so maybe he was. But the thing is, at this time, there was this news going around that Marcia Lucas, who was George Lucas's ex-wife, and the actual original editor for the original trilogy, she came out and said that the sequels are bad. She made this whole statement about, yeah, they don't understand Star Wars, they're just bad, and they're bad movies. And oh boy, these channels took that and rolled with it and made all sorts of content like, haha, look at this, Marcia Lucas, the original editor on Star Wars, she said the sequels are bad. Haha, guys, look at me, I was right. The sequels are bad. The sequels are bad. Yay! It's annoying. It's annoying is what it is. But the funny thing is, these channels forgot to mention, she said pretty much the same thing about the prequels. She actually has a quote. It's something like, she said she cried when she watched Phantom Menace because she took the original trilogy, took George's writing, and turned it into a really good movie. Really good movies, the original trilogy. But she didn't work on the prequels, so George had pretty much just control over the prequels by himself. And when she watched it, she was like, oh yeah, this is just how George writes things. And it was really sad because she said, you know, they could have made great movies, but they just weren't. Because it was just kind of George writing everything and just kind of putting it out there, and it doesn't really make for a great movie. So, but do you think these videos mention it? I think it's a fair bet that they didn't, because saying the prequels are bad, that's bad for business. Saying the sequels are bad, that's good for business. So obviously, we have to keep up with this mentality of a sequel bad, prequel good, because our fans won't have anything else. If we give them some other opinion, they'll get confused. They'll start thinking on their own. And then they might start thinking that the sequels are good. And we can't have that. That's bad for views. Look, I get upset. I get upset at these channels. But I will say, there are some good ones. I'd like to say one specifically. And that is Shafrilaz Productions. Did I pronounce that right? I don't know if I did. But this guy is great. He makes really good videos. Really good commentary videos. And like movie criticisms, but they aren't super annoying and cringy. Like, he's made all sorts of videos on the sequel trilogy, but also other videos on other movies. So he makes all sorts of content, and it's a really great channel. But the thing about his movie reviews is that they're very fair and very honest. Like, even in his Rise of Skywalker review, he says, yeah, this movie sucks, it's bad. Here's all the reasons it's bad. But he also lists the reasons that's good. which is great. You don't see that very often. You don't see that many channels that are willing to say, yeah, the sequels, are actually kind of good. They have good parts to them. Also, he made an entire video talking about why Last Jedi is actually pretty good. He said his main point was it's about 50-50. 50% really bad, 50% really good. Specifically, all the stuff that has to do with Luke and Rey is really good in that movie. And I really encourage you to watch that video because it's a good video. It's one of those videos that kind of convinced me to stop hating the sequels as much. So it's a bit of an older one, but it's a good video. So I highly recommend that video and that channel as a whole. He's a great guy. So I'll say him by name because I actually really like that channel. So yeah, getting towards the end of this video, I just want to mention another thing is that, the prequels, when they came out, were hated. I think I mentioned that earlier. But they were absolutely hated when they came out. And then 10 years later, now everyone loves them because the sequels came out and people found something else to hate. And all the fans who grew up with the prequels were like, wow, why does everyone hate these? These are amazing. I think it's fair to say that 10 years' time or so, all the sequel fans who grew up with them now, the people who are like young kids now, are going to grow up and they're going to be like, why does everyone hate the sequels? The sequels are amazing, right? I'm going to bet you that's going to happen. Like, I'm stating it here. All right, mark my words. People are going to like the sequels in about 10 years' time because either something else is going to come out that's worse or the fans that grew up with it now are going to start appreciating it. All right, it happened with the prequels. It's going to happen with the sequels. Give it some time and people are going to love them. That they just, it's got to wait a bit. I think it'll happen. I'm very confident in that. It'll happen within the next couple years, but Star Wars fans are just going to all of a sudden love the sequels. That's just how it's going to be. Okay, so we're at the end of this video now, and I want to leave you with my final point. And that is that Star Wars movies are made to be enjoyed. That's why they're made. That's why George Lucas made the original trilogy. He wanted to make movies that reminded him of his childhood and just gave everyone a movie to enjoy. That's why Star Wars is so important to so many people, because it's a movie saga that's made to be enjoyed. These movies aren't made to be picked apart and meticulously destroyed, and this is everything wrong with these movies, and here's everything that's bad about them. They're made to be enjoyed. That's why the sequels exist. Well, to be fair, the sequels exist more because, well, Disney wanted money, but, there's still a lot of people behind them who want to make movies to be enjoyed. Mainly the cast and a lot of other people behind the scenes who just want to make a great movie and were disappointed because, Disney executives were like, oh, put this in there, make sure that this is in there, and yeah, this will be really good for marketing. It was just kind of like, okay. But yeah, at the end of the day, there's a lot you can pick apart with Star Wars. You can pick apart all the writing, all the writing problems in the sequels, or all the directing and story problems in the prequels, and the weird acting in the prequels, and all the weird other stuff that's in the sequels. You can pick apart all that stuff, all day long. You can do that till you get bored of it. But these movies are made to be enjoyed. You can enjoy something in every Star Wars movie, even the bad ones. I have the time of my life making fun of Rise of Skywalker. That movie is so bad, and I love it. And I can just watch the entire movie and have the time of my life just picking apart everything that's dumb in that movie. And I can enjoy all the scenes that have Rey in them. I think the scenes that have Rey, Finn, and Poe in them are amazing. It took us till the third movie to get all three of those characters together. Why? They have such good chemistry, and it's so fun to watch them all interact. So, yeah. And on the other side, with the prequels, you can watch them and be like, wow, all these cool lightsaber battles, these are amazing. But also, haha, funny meme line, they said the funny line, look at that. You were right about one thing, Master, the negotiations were short, haha, funny line. Yeah, you can enjoy pretty much all, different things for different people to enjoy in Star Wars, and that's what it's about. So today, on May 4, I hope that you can appreciate Star Wars. All of it. 100% enjoy Star Wars. Did I change your opinion? Probably not. But maybe, I kind of tilted you more to the way of accepting the sequels. Because, looking at that poll, a lot of you don't like the sequels. So, if I get to change at least one person's mind, I think I've succeeded here. So, that's it. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, kind of a different setup for this video. Got the camera up here. I'm standing up. Got my new microphone. And I thought it'd be different. Something to try. So, that's it. It's the end of the video. It's been kind of long. But it's Star Wars Day. The greatest day of the entire year. We wait a whole year so we can all come together and celebrate Star Wars. So with that, I'll leave you. I've been IARESMART. You've been the audience. Bye, everybody.